welcome back to Decluttering with Heather. And if you're new here, then welcome. Today's video is going to be about consumerism. So if you've been watching this channel since the beginning, then you know that we don't have a lot of stuff around this house. And once we've been through all of the things that I've hoarded, candles and other Bath and Body Works stuff, we're going to have a lot less because I'm going to leave those things at the store until I need them. We could fill the house up with a bunch of decor and unnecessary things as I look at my flamingos. But keep in mind that these flamingos were not advertised to me. A friend actually had them and I saw them and I said, oh my goodness, those are so cute. And they like spark joy. I like to have them on. I like to look at them. So they're not just sitting around wasting space. I actually use them. So I think I have 5 of these type of things and I can't see myself getting any more. Like once they're broken or whatever, I won't replace them just because it really is unnecessary, although I am enjoying them at the moment. And the candles I burn every day, so they're not being wasted. I really enjoy candles. But are they unnecessary? Yes, completely. Can I live without them? Yes, I can. Do I want to? At the moment, no, I don't. But I think the difference here is that this isn't consumerism or marketing related, because these are things I use and enjoy often. Nobody sold me these things. These were things that I purposely and intentionally brought into my life. Believe it or not, this is very interesting to me, because I haven't always been focused on TV. I don't know if Bath and Body Works has commercials on TV or magazines or whatever. I don't know for sure how they advertise, because I've never ever seen an advertisement for Bath and Body Works. I also don't watch a lot of TV. Never have. But I actually came across Bath and Body Works because I was at a garage sale one time and I bought some body spray there. The Paris Amour, I believe. It's my favorite. And I had the bottle for a couple of years and never looked to see where it came from or whatever store sold it or whatever. And then I was finally getting close to running out, and so I looked to see where it came from. And I had honestly never heard of Bath and Body Works. And so that led me to the website where I was able to get some more. And then I found some other things. See, this is where we get in trouble. This shopping around. I went there to order one thing, and then this happens. Like I love candles. I've always loved candles, but this is unnecessary. This started a whole Bath and Body Works addiction. It's unnecessary, and honestly, that time is over with. I'm not doing that anymore. That's crazy. But the flamingos are from Bath and Body Works, from a friend that I saw online had them, and I I just knew I had to have them because they're from Bath and Body Works. So stupid. And I can't believe, I really can't believe I bought them. These things were like, I think the big one was $60, and that's insane. I mean, I'm glad I have it, but that's insane. But my point, though, is I didn't buy these for anybody else. Like, they're not here to impress the world. They're just something that I personally enjoy looking at and having. And the same with the candles, and the same with the body spray, and the same with most of my things. I don't like to buy things to ever be impressive to other people. I do not see the purpose of that. I've honestly never seen the purpose of that. Even as a teenager, I wouldn't even ask my parents for brand name stuff because I thought it was ridiculous to waste money just to show other people that you can wear something with a brand name on it. Absolutely pointless, in my opinion. So I want to talk about minimalism for just a second before I get on to consumerism and marketing and all that. So the truth about minimalism is that it's not about having nothing. It's about having things that actually make sense, or things that bring you joy. Because quite literally, everything that we own is going to end up in the trash or in the landfill one day. Nothing's going to survive. And we spend all this money for no good reason, other than most of the time we're bored, which leads us to the internet and the problems that's caused with everyone. We don't have community anymore. We don't know our neighbors. Kids don't go outside and play with sticks and dirt. That sounds crazy, like to this generation that would ever be a fun thing to do. But those were the best days before the internet. Those were the very best days. You knew your neighbors. You had actual friends that you went and did things with. And now everybody just sits at home and scrolls Instagram or Facebook or TikTok and basically has a fantasy life. And it's really sad. The more things that we own, the more trapped in our house we become. Because we don't own our things own us. Think about all the vacations that all of us would be able to take if we didn't waste our money on pointless stuff. All the trips we could take, all the things we could do, the experiences, if money wasn't wasted on pointless stuff. And imagine being able to take those vacations without having to put it on a credit card. I've never been a big fan of credit cards. I don't have a credit card. I don't want a credit card. We all need to have a change of mindset about this whole spending money on nonsense. And once you have this change in mindset about spending money on unnecessary things, it really changes your view on everything else in life. It's very peaceful to not have the desire to spend money on unnecessary things that are just going to end up in the landfill. To not want to go shopping just to go shopping, just to have something to do, or to keep up with what everybody around you's doing or buying or whatever. It's absolutely pointless. Listen, some of y'all need to hear this. Nobody was born wanting Gucci, Victoria's Secret, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton. Nobody came out of the womb wanting these things or diamond rings or fancy cars or any of that. Nobody did. What has happened is called brainwashing. We've been brainwashed and conditioned to want to waste our money on these things that do not matter. It wasn't our ideal to wake up one day wanting Gucci shoes. Does Gucci even make shoes? I don't know. So what happens is we get on the old interweb and we start researching these things, looking around the websites and convince ourselves that we must have these things. We put in hours and hours of searching to find the perfect whatever, brand name, whatever item. We look at the websites, the marketing materials, the commercials that they offer for you to look at. And I know personally, after doing all of those things, I could very well talk myself into buying something I don't need. And then I wouldn't be happy unless I could have it. So when we do that, we put ourselves in a state of unhappiness and discontentment and being unsatisfied because they have marketed to us a way to get our money. You guys, it's not natural to give your money away to buy worthless things. This last probably 80 years is the first time this has ever happened in history. And look at the state of this world. Having a fancier item is not gonna change your life or improve your life. When I say fancier, I'm talking name brand. Like, I don't even know what most name brand things look like, and I don't care to. I live in a state of oblivion to whatever's going on with all this stuff. What I've named you are things that I've heard of or whatever. I cannot imagine owning any of that stuff. I would feel like a moron. With that, I will say that at one point in time, I owned a Coach watch because I won it in a raffle. But I don't have it anymore. I gave it away. And I also had 2 Michael Kors purses, which as a female, I just don't understand why you would want anything with a guy's name on it to carry around on a bag. But anyway, I also gave those away. I also won those. And I won one other bag in that raffle that it was a brand name, but I honestly do not remember what it was called. Anyway, what I was saying about when you own an item, you don't own it, it owns you. If this were not true, the average household would not have 300,000 items in it. And that's the current statistic on that. So here's a little mental exercise for you. Imagine that some kind of big event has happened in the world and you find yourself to be one of the only people left. You're one of the only humans left in this world. So you're all alone and there's no status games to play. Nobody to impress. It's just you. Do you wear that Gucci and carry that Louis Vuitton bag? Do you wear the fancy jewelry? Or do you just go find the things that you need to survive? And do those things bring you happiness when you find them? So hopefully this scenario will help you block out all the noise of whatever you've told yourself to make you think that you need the things, all the things, all the noise from the TV and internet, and that you can see this for what it really is. I think most of the time people view themselves through other people's eyes, or how you want to look to other people, like trying to impress other people. Now, chances are, if you're scrolling through Instagram, you're going to see all the pretty things and all the pretty models that are paid big money to sell you things that aren't going to fit you like they fit them, that aren't going to look the same in your house, because influencers pay people to make their homes look the way they look. They don't, that's not natural. Most people can't do that. But if you move on over to Facebook and take a look around, then you're going to see a lot of people wearing outfits that have been sold to them through advertising that don't look good on them because they're not models. But yet those models were paid to remove that money from your or someone else's pocketbook. And listen and hear me on this. 95% of people do not care what you look like or what you're wearing. And that's just the truth. They also don't care what bag you're carrying, what car you drive, for more than 5 seconds. Like, most people will look at you for 5 seconds and then go right back to their inside their own mind and back to being self-centered. Nobody cares what you look like. Nobody cares what you're wearing. I mean, you should know from your own experience that you don't, in this world, unless it's somebody that you're jealous of or envious of or whatever, you do not give anybody but yourself more than a 5-second thought or a glance when you look at them. And for the ones that you do focus on for more than 5 seconds, you need to get your life together and stop. Because you are not them and they are not you. Now, I know that I'm talking to a lot of people here. You've got those certain people picked out that you focus on, that you're just obsessed with everything they do. Well, stop. Go about your own life. Honestly, if everyone got off of social media, you would realize that you're not competing with anybody at all. If you got off of social media, if you just got off of social media, then you would realize that you are not competing with anybody and nobody really cares. And that's just the truth of the matter. It's just you in this world on your own individual path. And it really should be an individual path. The world would be so much more interesting if everybody didn't want to do what everybody else did without even knowing why. 100 years from now, people are probably going to look at this generation and not be able to believe that we live this way. Because those people in 100 years are going to be dealing with all of our stuff that's in the landfill. And at some point, the landfill is going to take up all the room for houses. So those futuristic movies that you see with everyone living in apartments stacked on top of each other, that's probably not too far from the truth, because all of our trash is going to make it really hard for future generations to be able to have good land to even build on. And they're also probably going to look at us, this generation, and say, I cannot believe these people were so wasteful and bought so much junk. I think that all of this consumerism and marketing is going to be one big psychological case study on how the world became brainwashed and how easily this generation was separated from their money. This is the first time this has ever happened. I think that people who died in like 1910 or 1920 would be outraged at the way that we live today. This is the first time that people would be willing to work a 40-hour week or more and just give away their money for no good reason. I also want to say that I know that the internet has stopped the old way of life where you actually went and did stuff with people, and it's led to a lot of loneliness, and loneliness has led to a lot of shopping, and that's really sad. The internet has ruined this world. You guys, I'm not talking about living with just the bare bones, but like with eating, when you overeat and you overeat and you overeat and you overeat, well, eventually, if there's no limit, you're going to weigh 600, 800 pounds, and then you're going to die from it. Well, it's the same with clutter, because it affects your mind. It brings depression, anxiety. And honestly, once your house gets so cluttered you've got nowhere to go, then it brings loneliness because you won't invite anybody over. It has been scientifically proven that clutter causes these things. Humans were not designed to spend money like this or to live in clutter. And these companies that produce all this junk and do all this marketing ought to be ashamed of themselves. We really need to unburden ourselves from buying things just to be buying things, or buying things to impress other people who don't care about your things. And as I've learned, just because you see something you like doesn't mean you have to bring it home. It doesn't have to live with you. It can be pretty from afar. I've got a question that I would like an answer to, so please leave it in the comments. If you wouldn't buy something at full price, why would you buy it at half price? Why does that make it a better deal if you wouldn't actually buy it at full price? To me, shopping sales makes 0 sense if you didn't leave your house with the intention to buy the thing that you're buying that's on sale. If it's not something you need, then why buy it? Because if it wasn't something you needed, then did you really get a good deal? Or did they just market it to you that way? Did they just take your money and make you think for 30 seconds that you came out of there a winner because you got that dopamine hit, and then you're going to take that thing home and put it with the rest of your clutter where it's probably going to sit for years and years and years? I mean, I've done it. I understand how it happens. But at this point in life, we need to outsmart the marketing industry and the stores. So that's it for today's video. I know this was a pretty stern talking to, but you needed it. Everybody needs it. Everybody's got a shopping problem. You could also leave me a comment if I've said something that actually hit home for you, that made sense. And you guys, please, please, please hit that subscribe button and that like button, because that is the only way to get my channel to grow. And I really want my channel to grow. I'm making these videos because I really want to help change the mindset on these things. And I don't see a lot of people trying to do this, and I think it's very important. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.